Welcome back, dear viewers, and talking about the President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, who has visited the police academy and gave a word there talking about the importance of the national solidarity and how this is important for Egyptian citizens to unify, and this is to face any threats and any challenges. And to talk more about this, I'm delighted to interview His Excellency Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Good morning, Mr. Ambassador.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm really delighted to have you in the breakfast show. And first of all, how did you read and follow the word of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi when he visited the police academy? He mentioned and stressed on the importance of the national solidarity for Egyptian citizens to face any challenges.
Very important, and I really, personally, I enjoy very much talking to the young people. And I appreciate if they listen to me. And sometimes I like to make a sort of dialogue with them. What are their view for the future? What do they think about Egypt today, and what do they want to make Egypt their goal and their aim? And I want to tell you with all pleasure that we have very wise gentlemen in this age. Many of them are highly intellectual. They read quite well. They know many things. I asked them about things happened in our policies during Gamal Abdel Nasser, for instance, and
yes.
I always joke with them, and they give some of them one pound with my signature on it at the present when I got some good answers. So it's our duty, of course, to talk to them, and I am proud that the President himself is talking to them. I think a sort of approach like that, they will never forget it at all.
Yes.
I'll be so proud if I see my President talking to us, and we were lucky always that our bosses and our president are with us, talking to us, and this will make a big change and a big difference for them and how they think. And of course, I think that the president would like to know their reaction and their views about their country.
Yes, of course, and taking from your words, Mr. Ambassador, and also me as one of the youth that you mentioned, you enjoy talking to youth and knowing how they think and how they look to future. Let me ask you, what do you think our generation, the youth that are currently existing, what do they need to understand more about the current challenges that are surrounding us?
It is our duty also to tell them what's going on and our point of view about Egypt and how its policy is making big change. We are not, I must say that we belong to a great country, and always we have policies which is very important, whether it is for the internal affairs, development, or our relation with the whole world. And they realize, of course, and we have to tell them also, that Egypt has very good relations with the whole world.
Yes.
And Cairo is becoming one of the largest capitals in the world, receiving foreign embassies and foreign diplomats. This is something to show you how we have very good relations with the whole world, and we can make a difference for ourselves, for our region, and for the international affairs also.
Yes, of course, and this point regarding the strong ties of Egypt and with other countries, actually many world leaders has mentioned this point and has highlighted the golden diplomatic era that we're living in Egypt, as Egypt is really focusing on this issue. But also let me focus also on one of the challenges that the Egyptian youth and Egyptian citizens in general are facing, is the rumors that are widely shared on different platforms of social media. How do you think this is affecting us, and how can we face such a challenge in your point of view?
it's a big challenge nowadays, because before it was only few sources of information. Now the media and the ways of communication between youth and each other, Facebook or WhatsApp or whatever, now you have the encyclopedia in your pocket. So they depend on the information coming from the small telephone. Once the taxi driver told me something, I told him this is not true. He said, how? It is on the Facebook. The Facebook became a source of information.
Incredible source.
Here is our duty in order to follow this hour by hour, every minute, and to explain it. I must tell you with all humble that I use my page in order to answer any question or to see how a rumor is a rumor. Or because for an old guy like myself, I can make the difference between real information or a big lie. And the danger that there are many circles who are enemies to Egypt, they are putting information which is not true at all, or rumors and so on. So this is our duty as citizens.
Yes.
Of course, it is a duty of the government and those who are working in the information sector in order to answer back any rumor like that. And this is not new. The new thing is that the mass media is becoming in your pocket. This is very, very important, and we have to deal with it with all courage.
Especially after the advancement of the artificial intelligence.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, and also in this regard, I think the President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has discussed this in different forums, the World Youth Forum, and different spaces of dialogue. But in this context, I would like to ask you, Your Excellency, how do you evaluate the measures that the government is taking in order to protect the nation from external or internal threats? Not only the internal threats like social media and rumors, but also the external and the more strong threats.
It is the duty of every single citizen who can deal with this. Of course, those people who are working in the information sector, like your kind self, but also I think that any old guy like myself has this task to be a part of our engagement during the day. And I am very active concerning this, and I think that many people like us are doing this. So if I see something which is not correct, even at some time our newspapers or mass media, they would repeat what was said, which is wrong. Yes. So I said always, don't repeat the language of the enemy.
Yes.
Even for answer, because you are, if you repeat it, then you are making much more people receive it and think that it is true.
Yes, of course, and mass media professionals should always depend on credible sources so that they do not spread rumors or even use a narrative that does not serve their country.
Yes, exactly. And it's not that difficult.
Yes.
Use your head and to see whether this is possible or not. And I think that we have all the reason to be proud of our country, whether in its internal policy or its foreign relations. And we have very active diplomacy now. On top of it is a very active president. He is every day in contact with his counterparts, whether by phone, whether by receiving them, whether by visiting other countries. This is very important for Egypt and its policy and its foreign relations also.
Yes, of course. Also, Your Excellency, let me cover the other aspect of this topic, is that in times of crisis it is very important that we focus on solidarity. How do you think this value is important? It could protect us from different threats, but mainly external threats. And how do you think the government is playing a role in protecting the Egyptian citizens of this particular type of threats, as also we are witnessing that the Arab region is not really stable, and this pillar and this value is missing in different countries, and it is one of the reasons that different conflicts is rising and tensions is rising. So how do you comment on this?
This is very important. This is very important. And look around you. What is happening in Syria, that people are divided between tribes and parties and individuals. It's a disastrous situation. Look in Libya, on your west border. Look in Sudan, Somalia, Yemen, which is becoming a threat to our national interests. And we are not lucky in the Arab world that more than half of the Arab countries are not in good health.
Mm-hmm.
So this makes you so proud that in Egypt you feel that at the end of the day you are Egyptian. You are not from Alexandria or I am from Aswan. We are one citizen, we are one solidarity, one people, wherever we are. This is very good element. We have to stick to it and to make our children feel the same, that I am Egyptian, this is enough. I do not say I'm coming from Damet or coming from Aswan.
Yes.
And this division between tribes and parties is a sort of a sickness. You find it very much in countries, especially in Africa. In Sudan, we have seen it now. Sudan was separated from Egypt. Now Sudan is divided into two other states. Each one is threat by being divided again and again.
Yes.
This is not healthy, and so we have to be proud about our solidarity and to keep it like that and even make it much better.
Yes, of course, and taking from your words, this solidarity, Mr. Ambassador, is sometimes used by the enemy. They are using this to try to create social divisions within the country, and this is why President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has stressed that it is important that we unify and don't let any chance like this could win or affect our solidarity and the already strong culture and strong unity between Egyptians. So my question to you, how do you think the government is addressing any political or social divisions within the country? How is the government dealing with such type of challenge?
Yes, it's a very important question also, and we shouldn't allow this division. And now our enemies, because they cannot interfere between the people in the Nubia or Aswan or Alexandria, they interfere between the generations.
Yes.
They are talking about the difference between the old people and the young people. Once the Minister of Foreign Affairs, one Minister of Foreign Affairs of my friends is telling me, what if I get an attaché at the beginning of his life and make him of ambassador? Mm-hmm. How he would deal without any experience about that. Yes. Also, they try to make a sort of a difference between the rich and the poor.
Yes.
Here comes the duty of all of us that look around yourself and try to make the poor classes feel that we are keen to make them in a better situation.
And even in sports, Mr. Ambassador, also
that when you develop an economy, as a matter of fact, the result goes directly to the rich society.
Yes.
The poor do not get much from the development, and we have to make development and a sort of solidarity and justice between all the parties of the country.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Ambassador, here you're talking mainly about social inclusion and how it is enough just to mention that you're Egyptian, and any trials to create any divisions is not accepted. But also, even in sports, it is used to try to create divisions, that this group is supporting this club and the other group is supporting a different club, and this is also used to create divisions. How do you comment on even this point?
It is my comment that it is not the government only who is responsible for it. It is you, it is me, it is everybody who can think wisely and to spread wise thinking to all the people around him, whether young or old.
Yes.
This is a duty for every citizen, and I think we are lucky in this concern that relatively we are much better in this concern more than any other country around us.
Yes, of course. I would like to thank you so much, Your Excellency, Mr. Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Thank you so much for your very valuable insights. And now, dear viewers, we're going to have a short break and get back to the breakfast show.